So everyone's focused on the Bitcoin breakout. I'm focused on the potential trap just before it. Because when most people get excited, that's often where they get trapped. So in this video, I will analyze Bitcoin, tell you what I think are the most important levels to watch. And during the video, I will share with you my best practices that I have learned over the last 8 years of trading. So show some love, hit subscribe, like, and if you want your chart analyzed next, put it in the comments. So the first step is then to look at the zone. So where are we? The territory, the terrain. And as you can clearly see, Bitcoin is in a massive uptrend. And if you look at the volume, how it was distributed, I was looking at this, and the interesting thing is that the highest amount of volume is over here, near the bottom. After that, it's almost lower everywhere. So this whole range, on the chart, this whole range was a massive accumulation zone. And that accumulation resulted in this massive uptrend. So smart money was buying over here, and they are selling in this uptrend. So what do you think happens next? Of course, they're going to accumulate again near a top, which I don't think we are yet, and then they will drive the price down. So be smart about this. You really have to learn to buy the fear and sell the greed. Buy the fear and sell the greed. So the volume has been going down during this uptrend, and it's getting lower and lower, which is healthy near the end of an uptrend. So this uptrend is lasting 3 years and a little bit now. I believe we can go on a little bit longer, complete that 4-year cycle. So near the end of this year, maybe December, January, that's where I would like to see a potential top on Bitcoin. So now you know the territory, the terrain where we're trading in. Let's take a look at the activity, the action. So this is the Bitcoin chart, and I've only put this sideways range on it. There are more ranges we could put on it, but this one is for me really, really clear. Because what happens is after a massive uptrend, we've seen a sideways range for almost 2 months now. Let's take a look. This is a range of 51 days. And it seems like the range hasn't finished yet. So what happened? Why did I take this range? Simply because it's being respected. You can see the middle being respected. You can see the bottom being respected. So I took this one from this initial low to the all-time high. Then I simply extended it to the right. And what happened is after we did go to the all-time high, we took the lows once, made a partial rise, quite a high rise in my opinion, and then we took the lows again. And this scared a lot of people. And I will explain why this partial rise was so important. So after we took the lows, we did do an uptrend again. And this one seems to be stronger. And I'll explain to you what is next. So the reason for me why we took this low at this level is really, really simple. If you take a trend-based Fibonacci extension and you measure these moves, you can see that this was a 1-to-1, meaning this could very well be an A, B, C on Bitcoin. So clean that up for you. This seems to be the local bottom on Bitcoin. And what happens after a local bottom? We see a rise. And we could be at all-time highs before people realize it. So this for me is a really, really important range. There is one other way we can draw it, and that for me is with 2 trend lines, this being the resistance trend line. And from the bottom, I would say something along the lines of this. This seems valid, this seems logical, and this is still the ABC. And in the channel, you can then count an ABCDE pattern. So if this is A again, another A, B, C, then we are currently building D. After D, I'm not so sure. Often at C, a fake out happens, which happened. And at D, there is also the potential for a fake out. So this is the price action that we're currently looking at. This is the price action that happened. Massive rise, downtrend or sideways range to be precise. And currently we are looking for either a breakout to the upside or a breakout to the downside. So now we know the action, the activity, what happened before. Then we're going to continue with the P, the pain, the problem. So where is the pain on the chart currently? Well, there's a few places. Of course, some people shorted this all-time high. and they are still under the impression that this was the all-time high, the local all-time high to be precise, and that we're going to go lower. So currently, if they shorted the all-time high, which is quite an achievement, then they are in small profits, but anything below here in this bigger range, then they are in losses. So the pain of the shorters, people who like to short all-time highs, which I don't like to do, I like to see some confirmation, they are in losses. The first area is over here. So everyone who bought above these levels is currently in a loss. Anyone who shorted below these levels, so below 104, below current price, is also in a loss. So the only people who are in profits right now are the people who longed from anything below 105,000. So the people who longed over here, that's the smart money. That's what they are buying. So they buy fear. They buy these kind of wicks. They buy these kind of accumulation zones. So this is where the real money is made. If you buy the fear and not the greed, you sell into greed, then you can make some proper money on Bitcoin. So the pain to me is really clear. So let's take a look at some potential next scenarios that I see on Bitcoin. So if this video helped you, share it with your friends and you can be the hero. What do you think will happen next on Bitcoin? Put it in the comments. I read every comment. So there are a couple scenarios that I am looking at currently. The first simple scenario is a continuation of this range with a fake out at the top. Meaning we currently have this range, fake out over here, and a fake out over here. We hit this level, potentially take out all of these stops, and then we drop back again. And this support level then has to hold for higher prices. So this is a scenario I am watching. And the reason for that, let me remove this, is that I am watching this extension. I will show you why. I've taken this trend-based Fibonacci extension, and you can see a clear rejection of the 2 extension. So the main way I am looking at this is this being a 1, a really quick 2. I think it's a little bit too quick, but this then would be 3 for in a really small 5th wave. I don't really like it. I would like to see this being a 1, a 2, then this would be 3. We are building the 4, and then we are looking for 5. Oh, I messed that up. And we are looking for 5. This is what I would like to see before a pullback. So this can either break all-time high or it stays below it. I think these stops will get taken, especially if we break this level. I don't think it will stop over here. This is a scenario, of course, but I think this is the more likely level. This is one scenario. Is it my favorite scenario? I'm not so sure, to be honest, because if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we complete this wave, then we will see much, much higher. And that brings me to the second scenario. So if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we complete this wave, then I would like to see a clear support level hit. So currently we are nowhere. 236, yeah, we broke through it. 382, not hit yet, not hit yet, and not hit yet. There is not much support in between. So once the 382 breaks, I'm not looking at the 0.5. We could see a front run of this level, meaning price never hits this 618. So see a little bit of a bounce and then make a C wave down and stopping over here, because everybody's watching this level, hoping it will get there. But often at the end of a massive cycle, we see more front runs. And the reason for that is that price goes up from there and people buy in later, and that is driving another uptrend. So after that, yeah, we can see new all-time highs. Then this has become irrelevant. So then this was the move. This was a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So to be precise, this is 1. This then will be 2 somewhere, 3, 4, 5. And then we can take a look at some numbers. So this is all assumptions because we don't know where the second wave will end. So let's say it's going to end around this level. Let's see how high Bitcoin then can go. So you can clearly see a few levels. First, 1618 around 120K. Then we have to guess where the fourth will come, but we don't know yet. It can also go, the third wave can also go to the 2 extension, 123, 130, but this is all guesswork right now. What I do like, if this one completes, we would like to take a look at the initial wave, meaning this wave over here, and we would extend it after the breakout. So let's say this one breaks out. You can then see that the target would be around $145,000, lining up with this 4236 level. This for me is not enough confluence, but we don't have that much to work with at all-time high. You can only do predictions with tools like the Fibonacci extension or trendline extensions. Of course, you can take a negative fib. You can see some levels lining up, the 1-to-1 around 150K, 618, 236, some levels lining up, but not that much. I am going to keep the 1-to-1, and the 1618 is above that 170K. So at this point, it's all speculation. I don't know how high it will go because I don't know and nobody knows. We have to wait and see, but we can position ourselves smartly. So for now, I'm going to remove this 1618, and this is the second scenario I see. So let me clean it up for you. But first, we have to see how low Bitcoin is going to go. So this can find support at the 382 and then go up. It can also go to the 618 and then go up. It can even go to the 786. I don't like to see it. And then go up. If we find this low again, then I am a little bit more bearish. And that brings me to the final scenario. So you always have to protect your money. You always have to protect yourself. So if this stuff is helping you, show some love, like and subscribe, because I'm putting a lot of effort into these videos. The final scenario on Bitcoin is a breakdown, because this can still be the top of the move. It can be. It would not make that much sense to me, but that means that we're going to first retrace this whole impulse. If that were to happen, we would take a Fibonacci retracement from this high to this low. You can see a front run of the 382, and then we would go a little bit lower. So let's put on the 1618 again, see if we can find some confluence. Well, the 1618 is not yielding any confluence, so I'm going to remove it. But the 2 is yielding confluence, meaning this will be then a B, C is not done. Currently, we would be building C, and therefore we have to measure this move as well, assuming this is the top. And you can see the 1618 of this move lining up in this golden pocket area as well. Also nearing this support zone. We can then take a look at how the volume is distributed in this move. You can see currently we are at the point of control, value area high at the all-time high, and the value area low around 94,000. So this is not helping a lot. You can see some volume is over here and some volume is over here. So if it breaks through this level, then there is not so much. So a break of 91, could easily bring it back to 84. But before we have some technical levels lining up around 88. Then we can take a look at an anchored VWAP, and you can see that one lining up near 98. For now, it is holding, but I wouldn't like to see it tapped again. So let me clean it up for you. So these are the levels I am watching. We have the 382 over here, which would mean another push down, potentially a fake out of this move, and another 1-to-1 over here at 96. I wouldn't like to see this one taken. If this one gets taken, this support zone, I would like to see this support zone next. This is the bearish case, meaning this move isn't done, we're going to go lower. Also, there is a lot of support over here, 83, 84,000 area. This will be the final zone of support for me. If this level gets taken, then we are in a bigger range, meaning this is a much bigger range. We have to look at the volume distribution of this much larger range. You can see some other levels coming in, but for me, I wouldn't like to see it go to 75,000, because then I would think the bull market is over, in my opinion. Point of control, 96,000, very important level. Now it has become a little bit more important if we look at it in the broader picture of a massive range, starting almost 9 months ago. In my opinion, this one, the bullish case seems more likely at this point. So if this analysis is saving you from taking greed-based trades, show some love. I'm putting a lot of effort into these videos, so subscribe and like, because there's much more good stuff coming. So make sure to watch the next videos that are coming up. I'm going to look at Solana. I'm going to look at Ethereum. And if you want your favorite chart analyzed next, put it in the comments, because I'm going to look at a lot of stuff. And Bitcoin is the main driver of crypto. So I have to look at that one first. So I hope this makes sense. And as always, think for yourself. Always. So nothing in this video is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is all just my opinion. Any references to money are all paper money.